September 2nd, 2024 at 2 a.m. Istanbul Ataturk Airport. And what happened there was not normal. 50,000 people showed up in the middle of the night to welcome one footballer. And when Victor Osimhen stepped off that private jet, even he couldn't believe what he was seeing. This is the story of how the most expensive African player in history went from being frozen out at Napoli to becoming the king of Istanbul in just 15 matches. And the numbers are absolutely insane. 12 goals, 6 assists, and a city that treats him like a god. 6 months ago, Osimhen was worth €150 million wearing number 9 for Napoli and fighting with the club president. Now he's on loan at Galatasaray, earning less money but somehow happier than ever. And I'm about to tell you exactly how this miracle happened. The drama started when Napoli won Serie A in 2023, with Osimhen scoring 26 goals, becoming the African player with most goals in a Serie A season. But then everything fell apart, and what Napoli did to him next was borderline criminal. They promised him a transfer to PSG or Chelsea for €130 million, but when both clubs offered only $90 million, Napoli's president Aurelio De Laurentiis said no and kept increasing the price until the transfer window was closing, and Osimhen was stuck. Then came the ultimate disrespect. Napoli removed him from their squad, gave his number 9 jersey to Romelu Lukaku, and literally deleted him from their website like he never existed. Can you imagine being the hero one year and erased the next year? Saudi club Al Ahly offered Osimhen €40 million per year, which is about $770,000 per week, but he shocked everyone by saying no, because at 25 years old, he still wanted to prove himself in real football, not retirement league. And that's when Galatasaray entered the chat. The Turkish giants offered something money couldn't buy: respect, love, and a chance to play Champions League football, and they structured the deal brilliantly. Napoli would still pay 70% of his wages, while Galatasaray got a superstar for basically free, which is the negotiation of the century. But nobody expected what happened at the airport when Osimhen landed, because Galatasaray fans are different. They don't just support players, they adopt them, and 50,000 people singing his name at 2 a.m. proved they were ready to make him family. The first training session was chaos. Thousands of fans climbed walls, broke fences, and surrounded the training ground just to see him touch a football. And Osimhen later said, "In my entire career, I've never felt this wanted," which is heartbreaking when you think Napoli threw him away. His debut came against Rizabor, and the pressure was insane because Galatasaray already had Mauro Icardi, who was scoring for fun, and fans wondered, could these two superstars play together, or would ego destroy the team? But what happened next shocked everyone. Osimhen scored, assisted Icardi, and they celebrated together like brothers who'd been playing together for years, and suddenly Galatasaray had the deadliest strike partnership in Europe, with 2 players worth a combined €200 million terrorizing defenses. The stats are ridiculous. In 15 matches, Osimhen has 12 goals, 6 assists, 3 Man of the Match awards, and a goal contribution every 53 minutes, which is Messi and Ronaldo level productivity. But in the Turkish Super League, where defenders actually try to break your legs. Against Tottenham in the Europa League, Osimhen destroyed them with pace and power, making Premier League defenders look like amateurs, and English media wrote, "Why didn't we sign him when he was available?" Forgetting they called him overpriced just months earlier. The Jose Mourinho factor makes this even spicier, because when Fenerbahce's Special One heard Galatasaray signed Osimhen, he apparently threw a water bottle and said, "How the hell did they pull this off?" And now the rivalry between these two giants has a new dimension. Turkish media calculated that Osimhen's arrival generated €200 million in marketing value for Galatasaray jersey sales, increased by 400%, social media followers doubled, and every match is now sold out with ticket prices tripled, because everyone wants to see the Nigerian king. But here's the twist. Osimhen has a clause in his contract that lets him leave in January for just €75 million, which is half his real value, and PSG, Chelsea, Arsenal, and even Real Madrid are circling like vultures waiting to strike. Galatasaray fans started a campaign called Stay Home Victor, where they're literally crowdfunding to pay his wages, showing him videos of how much they love him, and some fans even named their newborn babies Osimhen, which is a level of dedication that's both beautiful and slightly concerning. The transformation in Osimhen's personality is remarkable. At Napoli, he looked stressed, angry, always fighting with someone. But in Istanbul, he's smiling, joking with teammates, learning Turkish words, and posting about Turkish food on Instagram, like he's truly found happiness. Icardi, who many thought would be jealous, has become Osimhen's best friend on the pitch. They've created a telepathic understanding where Icardi drops deep, Osimhen runs behind, and defenses have no answer. It's like watching poetry, if poetry could score goals. The Besiktas derby was Osimhen's real test because Turkish derbies are war, not football, and when he scored the winner in the 89th minute, the stadium literally shook, measured at 3.2 on the Richter scale, which scientists say is impossible from human celebration. But Galatasaray fans just built different. Italian journalists who criticized Osimhen for choosing Turkey are now embarrassed, writing articles about how Serie A lost one of its best players to spite and stupidity, while Napoli sits 10th in the table with Lukaku struggling to score, proving karma is real. The Nigerian national team coach said Osimhen playing happy football again is worth more than money, because a confident Osimhen could lead Nigeria to African Cup glory, and his performances for Galatasaray show he's back to his devastating best. Here's what nobody talks about. Osimhen could have taken the Saudi money and disappeared, but he chose the harder path, proving himself in a tough league with crazy fans and physical defenders, because he wants to show he's not just about money, but about legacy. The January transfer window will be chaos, because if Osimhen leaves for €75 million, that's a profit for his new club, since he's worth double that, and Galatasaray knows they're basically developing him for a bigger team, which is sad but smart business. Okan Buruk, Galatasaray's coach, deserves credit for managing this situation perfectly, giving both Osimhen and Icardi freedom to play their natural game instead of forcing tactics, and it's working. They've scored 43 goals in 15 matches, which is PlayStation numbers. The cultural impact goes beyond football. Osimhen has made Turkish Super League relevant globally, with Premier League and La Liga fans now watching Galatasaray matches just to see him play, and Turkish football hasn't had this much international attention since Hagi and Snyder. Local restaurants have created the Osimhen special dish. His face is on billboards across Istanbul, and kids who used to wear Messi jerseys are now wearing Osimhen 9, making him bigger than just football. He's become a cultural phenomenon in Turkey. The question everyone asks is, will he stay beyond January? And honestly, probably not, because Galatasaray knows this is temporary love affair, but sometimes the best relationships are the ones that burn bright and fast, leaving beautiful memories. When Osimhen scored his 10th goal, he kissed the Galatasaray badge, and 50,000 people cried because they know he genuinely cares, even if he can't stay forever, and that connection between player and fans is what football should be about. The Napoli president now admits selling Osimhen was a mistake, especially with Lukaku scoring just 6 goals, while Osimhen has 12, but it's too late. Napoli burned that bridge, and Osimhen is building new ones in Istanbul, with Turkish tea and simit. Recently, Osimhen said, "Galatasaray saved my career when I was at my lowest. They showed me love when others showed me the door." And that quote explains why even if he leaves, every Galatasaray fan will support him forever, wherever he goes. The real winner in this story isn't just Galatasaray or Osimhen, it's football, because it proves that sometimes the best transfers aren't about money but about finding the right place at the right time, with the right people who appreciate what you bring. Whether Osimhen stays or goes to PSG in January doesn't matter anymore, because he's already achieved something special. He turned rejection into resurrection, disappointment into dominance, and proved that real kings don't need perfect situations, they create their own kingdoms.